store is loaded with sales. Yes, we have Anne Marie Burkle on, running for Congress. She's on line 1, hopefully.
There you go. Anne, you there?
I sure am. Good.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Now, you are running for Congress, I see.
Yes, sir, I am. We had our official declaration of candidacy last Tuesday, and we toured the entire district to announce our candidacy.
Excellent. Now, which district is that?
This is the 25th Congressional District. It includes all of Onondaga County, the northern part of Cayuga, all of Wayne, and then 3 towns in Monroe County.
Very good. Now, who's currently holding that seat?
The seat is currently held by Dan Maffei. He's a freshman congressman. He was just elected last year, and it is probably best known. It was held by Jim Walsh for 20 years.
Yes. Yeah, he was on the show. He's been on the show a couple times.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so your background, and give us a little bit of your background, and then where you are right now and what your goals are.
With pleasure. Thank you. I was born and raised in Auburn, New York, and came over here to Syracuse, went to nursing school here. I'm a registered nurse, and have been very active in the community with a lot of different issues, some volunteer. I was for about 13 years in the pro-life movement here. I did all of the speaking as well as the debating here locally. And in 1991, went to law school, went back to school, went to law school up here at Syracuse University. Got my law degree, and in 1997 I was appointed as an assistant attorney general by Dennis Vacco, and I've served in that capacity representing Upstate Medical University Hospital here for 13 years as an assistant attorney general. I served on the Common Council in Syracuse. I was appointed by Roy Bernardi back in 1994. I am the proud mother of 6 wonderful grown children, and currently have 11 grandchildren. So,
very nice.
Yes, it's been a busy but wonderful life.
Well, the 2 things I have to say is, number 1, you are not unfamiliar with politics, and number 2, you're not an attorney. where a lot of these politicians are attorneys. And also, you're not a carpetbagger like a certain former U.S. Senator from New York State was, which is nice.
I'm very deep here in the central, in upstate New York.
Well, that's very important to have someone that is local, that knows local politics and local needs and local, what's going on, the problems that are here.
Well, the state is a state, basically.
Don't get us started on that.
Here we go. All right, so, and what do you suddenly decided that's it, you've had enough and you're running for Congress. So what happened? Tell us how this came about.
Well, actually, it came about soon after Dan Maffei was elected. I went to our county chair and I said, someone needs to hold Dan Maffei accountable for all the votes he's going to take. I didn't know at the time how bad it was going to be, but knew that there was going to be a change in direction. So I said to him, I want to do that. So for the past year, I've been putting together an organization. I've met with and talked with several local, state, national leaders, politicians. I've been down to Washington 3 times. I went to candidate school. So behind the scenes, I've been putting together an organization. But because of my job with the Attorney General's office, I was prevented from campaigning and certainly raising money. So 3 weeks ago, I took a leave of absence, and now we are implementing this organization that we put together. So that's what we're doing.
Very good. Well, we need good candidates. Sometimes it seems you have a choice between Tweedledum and Tweedledee with some of these races. It's good to see some candidates that you really get behind. And now, as we are the Second Amendment show, what are your views on the Second Amendment and how they relate to your going into Congress if you get elected?
Well, I am extremely pro-Second Amendment. We were in Wayne County a couple weeks back, and I was offered an NRA membership by one of the Wayne County conservatives, which I graciously accepted, and very pleased to have that offered to me. I think that's one of the most fundamental rights that our Constitution offers us, and any rights should not be limited by the states. I think there are some efforts, and I've heard that throughout the district, the state is in attempting to limit some of the rights the Constitution affords us. So we need to be very aware of that.
Well, yeah, a lot of times depending on who's in office, especially the Democrats will say, well, the states can do whatever they want with the Second Amendment. A lot of people feel that this is a protected right, and while we've accepted some restrictions on it up to this point, as any creeping regulatory agency, they'll start small and then work their way up. We still would like to see people in office that will protect any further erosion and maybe even turn back some of the losses we've had,
and especially on the federal level. Well, Ann, when we were talking the other day over at the restaurant when I met you there, I voiced our concerns that every other day it seems the Democrats have some new scam to restrict us more or outright ban our guns. And of course, you are obviously pro-Second Amendment. You wouldn't be on the show with us today. But one area we're concerned about is the pistol permit concealed carry. To get a concealed carry permit, extensive backgrounds are done. The Sheriff's Department, the local, state, county, everybody's doing the background. FBI, they run the background check on us. It takes several months. It's been, of course, now with a new process under Sheriff O'Flynn, it's supposed to be down to about 3 months now. 3 to 4 months rather than 6 or 7 or 9 months. But we have plenty of restrictions and screening and, netting to prevent some psycho from getting a handgun per se now, with the process. So we don't want any more restrictions on a federal level, which Chucky Schumer, Hillary Clinton when she was in, and others, and again in the Democratic Party, seem to be overwhelmed with joy about trying to pass these laws and restrict us more. So we just want to make you aware of that, and that you will, if elected, when you get in there, that you'll definitely defend our handgun rights, especially, because they're always targeting the handguns. The killers in the city are going to continue to kill with stolen guns, with anything they can get their hands on. If they haven't got a gun, they'll use a crowbar, screwdriver, baseball bat. They'll use some weapon to kill each other. It's going to continue to go on because the Democrats are running the cities across the country, and they're weak on crime. You were involved as a lawyer with the legal end of it there for a while, and you can see if you check all the stats across New York State, especially, and the cities, they always drop the gun crime, and they prosecute on just whatever crime, the robbing a bank, say. The gun crimes are dropped far too often. They won't punish the criminals using the crimes. They're after us. So, and you're well aware of that, obviously.
And you bring up a great point, and it really is why we need to get truly Republican conservatives back into the House and into the Senate, because just as you're talking about with Second Amendment rights, this government, this administration, our current congressmen, they try to slowly erode the rights that the Constitution has afforded all of us. And they've done it. They have done it and will continue to do with Second Amendment issues, but also you see with health care, you see with, in the last year, the attempt to take over the banking, mortgage, housing.
They want to control us.
Exactly right. And so it's consistent with their position that the government can do it better. So that's why this year is so critical to get someone back in Congress in this 25th Congressional District who represents the people of this district, who understands what they're concerned about. And one of the biggest concerns is maintaining the integrity of the Constitution.
Yeah.
If they would do that, we would just not run into all of the problems and this erosion of rights that we see from this administration.
Well, it's an outright attack on all of our. You hit the nail on the head. It's an outright attack on all the Bill of Rights, virtually everything, and the Constitution, and they're doing it full time, attacking it, night and day.
They're crafting it as a lovely little cupcake that's nice and sweet and juicy, and we're going to take care of your health care. We're going to make sure we're going to create jobs by giving money to the banks and the unions. We're going to be doing this and that, and